Namaskar. Hello everyone. RVD here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and we are in my playlist Programming in C Sharp. Okay, so let us go ahead with the next video of the playlist. It is video number 15, and it is about finding the greater, or not greater rather, it is about finding the greatest out of 3. Okay, it's a typical nested if else program. Okay, so the question goes like, write a program to accept 3 integers and find the greatest out of them. Okay, pardon me for that mistake. So let us move on to the concept. We are already learned the concept of conditional control structure with if else, nested if else, ladder, switch case, and everything, and we are now doing some programming examples to understand it better. So in this, I'll be purely using nested if else to find the greatest out of 3. Okay, so let us move on to program. Okay, so as usual, I have kept this initial part ready where 3 integers are being read. Now I want to find the greater or greatest out of them. So let me take let's say G, which finally going to store the greatest out of these 3 integers. So we start comparing A with B. So if A greater than B, if that is true, then I know out of A and B, A is greater. So for finding the greatest, I have to compare A with C. So if A greater than C, okay, then the greatest is going to be A, else the greatest is going to be C. Okay, so this is the initial if else which is there within if, so it's nesting. Okay, A greater than B agar true hai, so out of A and B, A is greater, so I compare A with C. If A is greater than C, then my greatest is A, but if A is not greater than C, then my greatest is C. This is very simple. Now when I go to the else part, now else part का मतलब है A greater than B क्या है? False. So अगर A greater than B false है, if A greater than B is false, then A and B में से B greater है. So I need to compare B with C. Okay, so the same sort of if else would also be there in else. So if B greater than C, okay, then G is going to be B, else G is going to be again C. Okay, ideally as a part of good programming you can put braces, but technically each one has got only a single statement in it. So if has got if else, which is a single statement, else has got if else, which is a single statement. So even if I don't go for braces, it is still fine. So finally I'm going to print G. I'll print it with the message. So I would say greatest is equal to, and I'll put plus G. So finally the output of greatest will be displayed as G. Okay, let me again quickly tell you, everything depends on this first condition. If A greater than B is true, this particular part is being executed. So A B से बड़ा है तो B तो छोड़ दो. A is compared with C, अगर A C से भी बड़ा है तो A greatest है. But अगर A C से बड़ा नहीं है, मतलब C A से बड़ा है जो कि already B से बड़ा था, that means C is greatest. Then it goes to the else part. ये else में कब जाएगा? When this particular condition is false. If A greater than B is false, मतलब A B से बड़ा नहीं है, B A से greater है, तो compare B with C. Based on that, either B will be greatest or again C will be greatest. Okay, let us quickly execute. Okay, so let us enter 3 integers, 5, 7, 11. Greatest is 11. Obviously the logic is very well being implemented. Let us try one more. So if I have let's say 32, 76 and 21, greatest is 76. I guess this much is enough. You can very well implement this as it is, and you can try with other combinations as well. Fine, so it is working fine. Going back to our presentation, let us conclude with some comments. Okay, so this was the program that we have done, finding the greatest out of 3. Okay, so in this we have taken an example of nested if else, where we had seen we could get the greatest out of 3 merely using nesting. You know, there are ways where we can use ANDing of 2 expressions, and then we can even decide possible, you know, that's the other way of doing it. Here my focus was on giving an example of a pure nesting. So we had an extreme condition of nesting where if also contain if else, and else also contain if else. Okay, so that was about the current video. That is an example, programming example of if else in a nested form. Okay, so that's it. Thanks a lot and wish you a very happy learning.